Hello, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, March 4th, 2024. Over the weekend, there was a social media post that went up, caused some consternation, and was subsequently deleted. And I'd like to take a look at that and just examine the topic of that, and it'll make sense as we go, although I'm sure the thumbnail clued you in on what we're talking about here. And remember, I do have to talk carefully. I'm going to take you to a share screen to share that now deleted social media post, and then look at some other information and just touch base with the universe about a basic question of safety and our near future. Okay? 1 second, I'm going to that share screen again. There'll be a link to it in the if you click on the Facebook link in the video description box, but if not, just follow along. I cover it, I think, well enough that you don't have to do any further moving along to find the information, but I always make that option available to you. Okay, so here was the social media post. I read it before it was deleted. And of course, nothing ever completely disappears from the internet because too many people had screenshot it, so it's still out there. Now, I did, as I looked at it a little closer, first of all, here's what it says in case you can't read the fine print. It's supposed to be from Pappy Trumpo, Il Donaldo Trumpo. I'm well aware that the path God put me on will not end well for me, but it will bring the best possible outcome for our people, and that's all that matters. Well, I started looking at this a little closer. First of all, the format down here, I've seen some social media posts that have been put up that say this from Earth, but it's not typically, let me go to that platform. You can see it's not typically what shows up on that platform when there is a posting. It also, either this, I saw it over the weekend, and it looks like whoever did it has done used European dating. And if you look here again and I also checked a couple of others. I checked Telegram, I checked Anon, and none of them seem to use that date format. So my original thought when I saw this was, it's fear porn, what's going on? This is usually very positive and even humorous. So I wondered what in the heck was going on. Then, and like I said, it's now been deleted. Now, one commenter, remember, they keep saying that the Simpsons do predictive programming. And just be patient, the Simpsons ain't lied to us yet, okay? Which does lend a little credence, if that's true, and it has been so far, that there's been a lot of predictive programming in the Simpsons cartoon. I think it lends weight not to this being a statement by 45, but to this social media post that's been out for several weeks. Patriots, be prepared for a fake T doing away with. Black hats have Trump clone. They are going to do away with this clone. The media will go wild. Don't believe a word of it. T already knows about this. T is safe. Retweet, make this go viral so that people know it is a fake. So I think it's more likely that this is just the Laura's view. Okay, I'm thinking out loud here so you can kind of see how my my cognitive thinking goes. I think that this lends more credence to this possibility than anything else, because I keep going back to this. I keep going back to these two posts from the 17 team. POTUS is safe, protected by patriots. That's 661. And even prior to that, number 6, POTUS is 100% insulated. Any discussion suggesting he's even a target is false. So my question for the universe, okay, I'd like to know was there an element of, let's see, how do I want to phrase this? Okay, again, you're seeing me think out loud here. To get the best answer from the universe, we have to have one question. We can also encourage other insights and information, but it needs to be one question. My personal thought is probably that tweet that got deleted, that it was not from the true account for Il Donaldo Trumpo. Okay, so we're going to ask, is there accuracy in the speculation that that posting that got deleted was not from a legitimate account, or an account that was being, I'm trying to phrase it for in case it got hacked. So either not the true owner of the account, or not the original account. And there are other insights and information the universe wants us to know, especially those of us concerned about Mr. T's overall safety. Okay, so we got it phrased. I'm going to switch the camera. You can watch me work with the cards and we'll find out together. First of all, if there's some accuracy in the thought that posting that went up and then was deleted was actually being done by someone other than, the true, genuine owner of that account we referenced, Il Donaldo, oh gosh, I can't say it, Donaldo Trumpo. And just other insights and information, especially pertaining to overall safety of our beloved Mr. T. Okay. So the yes or no element, is there any accuracy in the speculation that that post that went up and was removed was done by someone other than genuine major channel owners, plus insights and information about this whole question of safety? Okay, we got the Fool. We've got the Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, Five of Wands, Hierophant, Empress. It's interesting, out of 7 cards, we have 3 of them that are major arcanas. So the question does seem to have some importance, at least maybe as far as putting our mind to rest or letting us know where to focus our powers of manifestation and positive intentions. So I'm going to share with you the insights the cards are giving me, and then I'll show you elements of the cards that lead me to say that. Okay, so first of all, there is danger to the clone. This is a card for me that often indicates clones. So there is out there a Mr. T clone that was done by the bad guys, which kind of explains sometimes why there's statements that just seem out of character for Mr. T overall. And remember, the media is not totally being directed by the white hats yet. It will happen, but it's not happening yet. So we have the Fool, which talks about it's not being a fool, but talking about kind of a faith-filled stepping out a new path. Okay, so yeah, I see that there's some danger to the clone, but not to the original Mr. T. Why? Because look at this. This card in the recent past is our Eight of Pentacles. This is a card that always talks about skilled labor and very skilled workmanship. And so there's just been a lot of work done to protect our beloved Mr. T. Now, there's some information the universe is not sharing with me. This card usually shows up when the universe is kind of telling me, I can't tell you everything. It would impact someone's safety, or it's just not time to let disclosures come. But we have enough, we're getting told there's enough in this reading, we can put our mind at ease or know where to focus our intentions. Moving forward, if something happens to that clone that was talked about in that post and is kind of being referenced here, okay, it's going to cause some consternation again from people that react without stopping to think or waiting, giving that 48-hour rule some credence and waiting to see. But it's temporary in nature with that 5. So if there is some sort of a calamity that seems to befall Mr. T, just hang on to your hats, stay calm, and understand that there's the situation is going to resolve. fairly quickly. And the truth will come out. Now, the powers that be, or wanna be, or used to be, kind of involved here. This card can indicate some wisdom. So if we're looking at just at it as an insight type of nudge for us, it is to stop and use our critical thinking and our wisdom with news we hear before we incorporate it or accept it as truth. Keeping in mind how many still narratives are out there that aren't people-centered and truth-centered. The Empress is showing up, divine feminine energy. I love when there's divine feminine energy showing up, because that divine feminine is always nurturing and loving and very positive. So our Mr. T is dearly loved. He is protected. He is absolutely protected. There may be an event that comes that we have gotten some forewarning about through the Simpsons cartoon predictive programming and from that social media post by Real Chief. So it may come to pass just as he was saying, but it won't be the real Mr. T if it does. It's going to cause some confusion, definitely, because people are going to react rather than responding. But with the use of wisdom and just that loving knowingness that this is bigger than us. Mr. T is protected, and that protection goes beyond it goes into the elements of divine. So I personally don't worry. And I would advise you not to too, but I don't get so blithe that I don't pray for safety for those we know and love, especially those in high places, and for success for those who are trying to bring change to our world, and for a lack of success, for total failure, for the plans and shenanigans that the deep state and cabal have. Let's get a couple more cards, see if there's more information. Page of Swords. That's a card of truth. That's kind of neat to know. So we are going to find the truth. After the consternation comes the truth, okay? And then kind of a turning point. So we'll realize that things haven't been what they seem, and the truth is available to us. Then we have the Nine of Wands, which is a determination card. And just a reminder, this card usually shows up reminding us that those that do shenanigans, that aren't human-centered and love-centered and working to truly help the human race achieve some sovereignty and health and everything, they're going to try to get away with what they can. So they are going to pull something. There is something that they're planning. They're hoping will be highly successful. People are going to use their discernment and stop and think, and then kind of let loving reactions happen, or loving responses rather than provoked reactions happen. The truth will come out, absolutely. And there's a determination for that truth to come out here with the Nine of Wands. So that's kind of what the cards are telling me. Love it. Okay, let's recap. There was a social media post that went up over the weekend and was subsequently removed, but is still floating around out there. And in it, it seemed that Mr. T was saying he knew things wouldn't end well for him. The Simpsons predictive programming does indicate there's a picture that does look like Mr. T in a coffin. But we also looked at a Real Chief social media post that has been out for a while saying, please retweet this, let people know there is a plan to have a clone of Mr. T come to harm. And be aware that if we see an event that seems to be harm coming to Mr. T, it is actually happening to a clone. We looked at a couple of 17 posts that reassure us that Mr. T is safe. He's well insulated. So we asked, was there truth in the speculation that maybe that social media post was put out by a bad actor, someone that hacked it or created a false account or something like that, or just created the graphic and posted it? Didn't get any hard yeses about that. What we got confirmation about was that there is a plan for harm to come to a Mr. T clone. There is. And if it does, it's going to, for a brief time, it's going to cause some consternation, because not all of us are keeping a steady head on our shoulders, are awake to the point that we can see some of the moves and counter moves that are in play, and that it's going to be okay. The truth is quickly going to come out about the situation and the fact that the real Mr. T is okay. And that's going to actually affect some changes. Now, there's a determination card here showing up. I believe the determination is more in the hands of the white hats to make sure Mr. T stays safe, and no matter what the cost, they're willing to do what they can to make sure that nothing can stop what is coming. There's also a nod, though, that the opposite camp, the shenanigans gang, that they are still going to try to get away with what they can. They're going to harvest loose by creating fear and anxiety, or making people think a horrible outcome has been achieved. And they get away with what they can, but they can't have it all. And the time is coming when they won't have much. So that's it for this video. I appreciate your time, your attention, your willingness to look for insights that come from less traditional means than the the mainstream narrative. And if they weren't so darn corrupt, I wouldn't have a platform. So I guess I should be thankful for them. Because nothing gives some credence to exploring topics and asking for our loving creator's help for those insights than knowing how much falseness is out there from the mainstream. Anyway, I thank you so much for your time once more. And if you'd like to, I'd like you to like the video and subscribe and be part of our community here. And but if you're just passing through and you're willing to receive it, either way, I send you love, light, and all things bright.